This is an Echelon EX4s assembly video, but this video can really be applied to basically any of the Echelon bikes that have the flywheel on the back of the bike. So if you have the Echelon EX3, the Echelon EX5, 5S, Echelon EX7 or 7S, or even the Echelon EX1, basically just follow these same exact instructions from beginning to almost the end, and this will get you through. So if you hate following instructions for building these bikes, the Echelon EX4s was a little bit tricky. And I'm guessing that probably the EX3, EX5, you know, they're all probably gonna be the same level of tricky. Maybe it's the weekend and you're putting your bike together as a weekend project or just any day of the week. But anyway, just go ahead and utilize that pause button if you need to, and this video should guide you right through the build process. Pro tip for you, cut the box open like that on the bottom and lift the box off the top. Welcome to the family. Dude, I am already so part of the family. Okay, so I gotta unbox. First thing you can notice about this bike is flywheel is in the back of the bike. Let's take a first look at each of the components. First of all, the Echelon 10.1 inch tablet is in this box. We'll open that in a minute. Next here we have the handlebars. First thing I noticed about these handlebars is they're rubber. They are a little bit thinner diameter than some of the other bikes I have here. Also, first thing we can notice about these is they do not have the ability to move forward and backwards. Other than that, it looks like they're a nice set of handlebars. Moving on over here to the stem for the handlebars, we see that there are holes to click into. Looks like they're spaced about 15 millimeters apart, just like the little brother over there, the Echelon Connect for 500 bucks, which we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Here's a little piece to put the tablet on. The bike comes with dual water bottle holders, and there's also a weight rack. However, there is not weights in the box. Here's the seat and the pedals, which I want to take a closer look at these with you guys. So the seat has a little cutout in it, and for comparison, here's what the seat looks like compared to the Echelon Connect, the $500 one that you can buy on maybe on Amazon. The seat does appear to be a little bit improved on this bike. One thing that I find interesting about the Echelon bikes is they all seem to have these same basic pedals, which, you know, they has a big platform on them, so they aren't actually that bad of a pedal compared to some of the pedals I have on those other bikes over there. But the big difference that we can see here is there is a SPD clip-in option. So on one side of the pedals on the EX4s, you get the clip-in pedal, and then the other side, you get the cage style for the more casual rider. So on the Echelon Connect, it doesn't have the SPD clip-in style thing on there. However, you know, it looks like it's the exact same pedal. They just add that on the EX4s. Taking a closer look at the $500 Echelon Connect, this is kind of what the front end looks like compared to the more beefy front end that's going to be on the Echelon EX4s. So both bikes have a nice set of rubber feet on the bottom. These ones do appear to be a little bit wider. You can get 10% off accessories and apparel, and there's an instruction manual. Here's the toolkit. Looks pretty simple. Let's get to it. This is the strangest packaging I've ever seen on a bike so far. There's this huge bar here you have to basically disassemble and remove to get to the flywheel. And same thing on the other side here. Next you take this one out, then this one. Next we take these out. And now the flywheel is free. Take out these bolts and remove this. Put this front stabilizer up here, then drop in 2 of the longer bolts. Then you just snug them up. Same thing in the back. Next you put the weight holder on. Put the seat on. One initial observation I have here is these knobs feel very nice. They're rubbery, amongst the best knobs, right on par with the Peloton Bike Plus back there. The next step is to put the handlebars on, which it doesn't say which way they go, but I put them on facing this direction, and you just tighten up those 4 bolts down there under the handlebars. Got a little wire to connect here. Pretty simple, just put it on right like that. Then you just put these 2 little bolts in down here on the bottom side to snug up the tablet holder. Left pedal goes on the left side. Make sure you have the threads aligned before you start using a wrench. In the beginning, you should be able to just tighten it up like this to make sure you have the threading aligned properly and you don't cross thread it. You can get it about this far before you have to start using your wrench. And then only at the very end do you need to use the wrench to snug it up. And on these particular pedals, which is very unique, they ask you to put the nut on the back of the pedal bolt. I guess this probably helps it secure down just a little bit better. So that was the left pedal. The left pedal is actually counter threaded, so you turn it left to tighten it. The right side is just normal threading. If you have any trouble with this, I have a whole separate video on how to change pedals, so check that out on my channel if you have trouble. Finally, we get to take the tablet out. The back has some pre-installed screws and also the power supply. Next, you just put in the 4 screws there on the back of this and make sure the screen is straight and don't drop it. And on the bottom side here, you can plug in the power. So on the bottom here, there is a HDMI port, RJ45 for connected internet. There's an SD card port, and it looks like there's 2 USB ports down there on the bottom. While I'm back here, this bolt I'm showing you on the back of the screen, I actually had to loosen that up because my screen was like so tight, it felt like it was gonna like break if I tried to move it. So I loosened that bolt up a little bit. However, for a cleaner finish, they have you put this little plastic piece covering up those ports, so they're just not really so exposed. Put the water bottle holders on, just like this. And just like that, in a few minutes, we have the Echelon Connect EX4s built. They also give you this little camera cover. All right, let's plug it in and see what happens. Checking Ethernet connection. Don't you tell me you gotta plug this thing in. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi, there we go. Hot signals in your area. That's the one. Well, the touchscreen works. So after putting the password in, the first thing it asks me is EX5s bike or a rower. Guess I'll choose that. Oh, activate your bike. So it says you need to go to member.echelonfit.com and sign up. I already have an account. And then it says you claim your 1-year free trial over there. It does say you need to enter your billing info, but you won't be charged during the trial. So I already had an Echelon account, so I just punched in my email and password and it just brought up the screen. So I don't know if I can just jump straight into classes or what. So yeah, you can use this Echelon assembly video for basically any of the bikes that have the flywheel in the back of the bike. So you know, like the Echelon EX3, the Echelon EX1, or the Echelon EX5, or even the Echelon EX7. And yes, as you can see from the background, this video is actually from a while back. But I do want to let you guys know I do have some exciting things with Echelon bikes coming soon, so be sure to subscribe, click that like button, and I'll see you in my next video.